Hey guys, how's it going? In the last video we did quite a lengthy session on HTTP error codes and methods. In this one we'll extend the methods a little bit and include post. Now post is quite important because in your career as an API developer, if you chose to become one, then you'll be writing a lot of posts. Not literal posts, but a lot of HTTP post APIs. And the reason why is because post is quite popular because, again, it's for creating data, and data is quite important. And things should be able to create data. So, like say for instance, a registration form will create data for that user in the system, which the login will then consume, right? Because login checks data. So login will use the get method, which is to get me this user or something like that. Depends on how you want to configure your system. Login can also be post, but it depends on how your norms are and what your rules are, whatever you call it. It can be whatever you want. In this tutorial, we'll go through HTTP post and learn about how to retrieve a special thing in post, which is called the post body. Post body is, if we go back to here, then this thing that we see here is the post body, right? And this post body can contain form data, URL encoded data, and raw data and binary data. We're not going to cover all of them. We're only going to cover basic raw data. So let's get started. In this one, we've got HTTP post, and we're saying give me these things. Now we want to add an option for the user to provide another thing in the post body, and that thing is going to be the form factor of the ice cream. So it can be a cup or mug, I don't know, whatever, or candy, or I don't know, coffee, that kind of stuff. So in order to retrieve the data in the body, we need to use the request.body. Yeah. So let's check it first. So let's say if request.body dot form factor. So if this exists, yeah, if this is valid and if it exists in the system, then let's console.log request.body form factor, yeah, and let's just do else. So if it doesn't exist, then console.log no form factor, okay, as you do in all your APIs. Or exclamation marks everywhere. Yeah, so what we're basically doing is we're saying if request.body.formFactor, so if the form factor property of the body property of the request object exists, then I want to log that log the value of that property. Else, I want to log no form factor and without anything. Yeah. That's it. So let's get started. Let's start the Node server and do the same post. So send, and it didn't log anything. It said no form factor because we didn't send anybody. It's empty. We didn't send anybody. Never mind. So because we've asked for form factor, you can't just say form factor here, and that's because we're expecting JSON back. By default, Node expects JSON back, especially in the project setup. And that's because if you go in app.js, you've got the body parser, and that body parser is set to JSON by default. And that's how post body is. Post body is by default JSON anyway. So yeah, don't worry about it for now. But let's so to do that in Postman, you need to change that to JSON, application JSON, and then provide your body that you want. So in this case, let's do factor candy. Now this is not going to work because this is not your JavaScript environment. This is the Postman, and Postman is quite strict about the JSON format. And JSON format expects the key and the value to be surrounded by double quotes. So regardless of the types, they all have to be surrounded by double quotes at all times. And I think I've mentioned this before as well in one of the previous tutorials that your value should be in double quotes regardless. So yeah, that's it. So save that and send that to there. Go back here, and it says candy. It logs this. So because this exists, it does console.log and then logs the request.body.formFactor, and we get output here saying, if I change this to Ben and Jerry's and send, boom, so you now see Ben and Jerry's. Right, so that was postbody. Postbody can be used in a lot of APIs. It's not restricted to anything, but your clients that are sending the postbody might restrict the postbody to be sent only with some of the specific ones. So you want to be careful with that. Postbody, I normally use them with post and put methods. Delete is normally in the URL. Get is also in the URL. So yeah, those are the two ones that I normally only use. So yeah, have fun with it. Enjoy. See you guys in the next tutorial. Bye bye.